the purpose of the interview, can you state your name and your position, please?
Gloria Henry, President of the Business Process Industry Association of Jamaica.
Okay, Ms. Henry, what is the role of the BPIAJ in Jamaica?
So the Business Process Industry Association of Jamaica, BPIAJ is the acronym, and we are the industry representative for the business process outsourcing sector. We are the lobby group, we are the representative organization, we are a non-profit organization, and we represent contact centers, captive centers, vendors, service providers, a wide ecosystem of persons that are connected with the BPO sector.
All right, Henry, help us to understand the importance of BPO.
So business process outsourcing, or BPO as it is called in Jamaica, is an important part of global services, and it is, in Jamaica, it is one of the pillars that supports growth in the economy. The government has prioritized this sector as one of the key sectors that can support its growth agenda. We currently have over 53 companies operating in Jamaica, most of which are multinational companies, and over 25,000 persons are employed in this sector. I would say the nexus of it is in Montego Bay, where it all started, some say about 30 years ago, and that area alone employs about 15,000 persons. So anybody can get employed within the sector once you are at the legal age of employment and you meet the qualification. For the entry-level positions, it's 3 to 5 CSEC subjects, and most companies, will take 5 subjects, but there are some who will accept 3 subjects for entry-level positions. For other levels, college degree, tertiary degree, a first degree, or a master's for other levels of employment. So for the team leads, the supervisors, and going further up, once you start getting to like operations management, project management, site directors, then they will ask for a first or a second degree.
All right, concerns about the SEZ tax, talk more about it.
So the special economic zone regime was established at the end of 2016. The Jamaica Special Economic Zone Act was passed to replace the Jamaica Export Freezone Act, which was repealed subsequently. And that regime now has a different incentive framework. In it, there is a 12.5% corporate income tax, which, as you know, the previous regime had a 0% corporate income tax. So that has been a point of contention for the BPO operators. However, there has been some, there is an employment tax credit that allows you to get a 30% discount, effectively 5%, so that they would be paying 7.5% corporate income tax. So that has been one area of concern. The other area of concern is in relation to the grandfathering status, which has posed some challenges in executing that particular clause in the new act. And we have had very deep engagement with the Special Economic Zone Authority, and I must say they have been very cooperative. And we're at the point where we're about to establish a task force that will look at how we can address some of the challenges that the operators have raised. I am not in support of standardized pay rates for anybody, essentially, because I believe that there are different levels of difficulty with different jobs, and I think that is what the sector do. This is a very diverse sector. There are different campaigns. Some companies have different types of work, and I think there is some level of there is a range in which persons are paid, and once you're within that range, I think that is acceptable. Once you don't go below that acceptable range, I think that's okay. But as it relates to setting a particular standard, persons should be compensated based on their productivity, which is what this sector does, which is what makes it very attractive for the young people, because they're able to, once they meet their KPIs, to be rewarded for their productivity. And I think that's what makes the sector very attractive to young people.
Okay, what are the concerns you have with the sector in terms of growth?
So we have had very good support from the sector has benefited from very good support from successive government and agencies within Jamaica. Agencies such as HART, of course, JAMPRO is a major supporter of the sector. Customs and other agencies. I think perhaps one of the biggest concern that we should be having now is with the talent or human capital development. So as you know, there are changes in the global environment, changes in technology, changes that are beginning to impact some types of work that is done in global services. And I think we have to be concerned about whether, we are equipping ourselves concurrently, at the same pace at which we're growing to provide talent. So right now there are a number of development taking place across Jamaica between Kingston and Montego Bay. A number of private sector and public sector companies are building out new space. And when those spaces come on stream, of course, we're going to equally need the persons to fill those seats. So the training apparatus has to be congruent with the growth in space development, and so that is some concern. However, we have been working with HART and other tertiary institutions to put together a program that will help in the training and development of human capital. Additionally, the companies do a number of training programs internally, other than the entry-level training that is done to onboard new projects. Yes, we have been in this sector for about 3 decades, and I think we can easily see another 3 decades down the road. We're on a very exciting journey. This is an exciting time for the sector. As I say, there is a number of development taking place in public and private sector in space development. We're working with a number of agencies to diversify the types of work that is done in Jamaica, to scale up the value chain, to expand in areas of knowledge process outsourcing, information technology outsourcing, software development, and really to prepare ourselves for the exciting future that is ahead of us in terms of new technology and innovation that is taking place globally.
We're talking about attrition.
This is something that is not unique to Jamaica. So because I believe, because of the type of persons that are attracted to this sector, mostly young persons, millennials, most of them are at the beginning of their career. So some of them will leave to go back to school, but some of them will come back and work within the sector. Attrition is still relatively favorable in terms of where we are relative to the United States. Some companies, it ranges from about 17% in Jamaica to perhaps in the high 40s. But that is still, as I say, very good because in the U.S., some companies see attrition of up to high 80s.
Okay. Ken, a potentially sticky question, but the viewers they would forgive me if I don't ask you this. Some persons say that call centers are sweatshops.
So contact centers, as we call them, they evolve. This industry evolved out of the free zones. And the free zones were established to support the 807 garment factories. And that factory setting, rather, was perhaps one where, it was hot, they never had air conditioning and so on. That's quite not the case with BPO. BPOs are in first class, first world type facilities, air conditioning. In fact, if you walk around in a BPO area, you will see persons with hoodies looking like they're in North America and because it is cold, to maintain the integrity and security of the equipment, so certain temperatures are maintained within those centers. So by no means is it a sweatshop. In fact, most companies are competing to create the most engaging, the most exciting, the most stimulating and aesthetically pleasing environment for their workers. If you go into some centers, you will see all kinds of recreational facilities, engagement type facilities, social and recreational type facilities. So it's by no means a sweatshop.
All right. How much do you estimate the sector to be valued?
It's valued now. The last value I saw was over 400 million US dollars. So we have continued to expand and grow in the BPO sector in Jamaica. And as you can see, there are several cars on this compound. As we move up the value chain in terms of our learning curve, in terms of more Jamaicans getting senior management roles within the BPO sector, we're seeing the signs of prosperity, as you can see here on the ground. As I said, when I came here some 13 years ago, before we moved further up in the integrated communication domain and several of the verticals that we're now working in, there was a sprinkling of motor vehicles on the compound. Now we don't have enough parking space for the workers, because as they become more prosperous, of course, they are able to change their lives and acquire certain things. Motor vehicles going back to school, some have bought homes and are doing very well within this sector.
Is there anything else that would miss that you want to say?
Just to say that the Montego Bay Freezone is now a special economic zone. We got our developer's license last week. That was handed to us as we have now transitioned, and we're looking forward to helping some of our new investors who are here or are ready to transition to become SEZ rather, and to go through the process of filling out and completing that process. Okay, so this is a 200-seat center that allows persons to reduce the barriers to entry to get into the market. It allows them to operate for 3 months to 15 months within a turnkey facility. So if you come to Jamaica and you want to get started quickly, once you have your capital, all you have to do is bring the bodies. Everything is provided in the center. The technology, the furniture, the equipment, the training facilities, everything is provided right here at the BPIJ incubator. All right, so it is a partnership with Compete Caribbean, which is I funded project, and Montego Bay Freezone, and of course Haven Wireless Business Solutions providing the equipment and the telecom solutions.
Hello, I'm Shawnagay Stevens. I'm the Human Resources Director here at Centerfield. Each day, reps have different targets to meet. Here at Centerfield, we're a sales-driven environment, so we are really around those numbers. Agents meet targets around upselling to the customers. They meet targets around quality. So we have quality targets and we have sales targets. It's divided into those two areas.
Okay, all right. Can you indicate to me a breakdown of the salary structure to ranges?
Okay, so mainly in the BPO sector and certainly here at Centerfield, we have a salary base. That is a base take-home pay for the agents. Once then they meet targets, there are commissions that they get, and they also have other incentives that we look at based on their performance.
Is there anything else that you wanted to say to Jamaica in terms of what's happening?
Okay, the BPO sector is a growing sector. I have seen our agents here come in, they've grown. We have had agents grow as professionals, from agents to supervisors, and even currently here, our person who is in charge of the operation started at a supervisory level and has grown in the business. So for Jamaicans, we want to say the door is open, come in. We're a business that is growing, we're about growth, we're about youth growing. Most of our employees here are young and growing. And so just invite Jamaicans to come in, look at the BPO sector. It's a good sector to be in. Okay.
My name is Melissa Hall, a current sales agent for AT&T sales campaign.
All right, Melissa, talk to me about what do you think about call center jobs?
I personally think that for young persons that want to be out there, get a fresh start, if they have a lot of things that they want to accomplish, basically, this is like a great place to start. You have, as the previous person stated, we have persons starting from the base and they go up straight up to managerial position. You get to expand as it relates to your vocabulary. You get to interact with a lot of different people. You learn things daily. So as it relates to reflecting and interacting with different cultures, pretty much it's actually a great place to start.
My name is Yoshe Oldfield. I'm a sales representative for AT&T. My experience here, I've been here for almost 5 years. We actually experienced a really great thing. We know to interact with persons. We're going to grow. We grow as a family. Basically, we have like different things we experience. I really know that we like from the base, basically to know that we can actually have growth, right? So we'll actually, like for example, we went from sales representative, operation managers, coaches, QA analysts, and everything. And my experience here, I know how to interact with persons, be loved as one family and everyone.
Okay, let me ask you the call center, adjust your culture a little bit.
That's true. Because basically, because I'm talking to a lot of persons over the phone, it basically what I'm talking just actually flow naturally.
All right, and finally, is there anything that you want to see improved in the sector?
Normally, regarding this sector, be honest, we have improved a lot, to be honest. Growth and everything. And basically what happened, the growth in here is really, there's space for growth every day. We have experienced every day, like growth every day and everything. So be honest.
All right, fine, perfect. Your name and your position.
Okay. Hello, my name is Cassandra Williams. I'm working here as a sales agent. Well, how I think this job affects our culture is it endorses our Jamaican culture. There are so many people that I talk to on a daily basis that's like, hey Cassandra, I love your accent. Where are you from? And I'm like, I'm from Jamaica. They love it here and they like enjoy talking to us as agents when they call on the phone. Also, I think that this is one of the jobs that allows us to build ourselves. I've been working in the call center industry for about 4 years, so there are so many things that I've seen and a lot of ways that I've grown. I've worked with a lot of people from different backgrounds, different cultures, a lot of persons who are different in their personalities, and I've worked with so much, and it's just it's a ever-growing industry.
Okay, you know that, well, I've now found out that it's a myth. There are perception out there when persons hear about call center job, they think it's a sweatshop, and you're on your feet 18 hours a day. Take me through what a typical day is like. I'm talking about persons looking at the job and something like that.
Well, honestly, I do see that in a lot of times. So most times persons come here and they're like, oh, this is too hard for me, I can't do this. But when you're someone that's here and you have a vision, you're here to do something, then basically it's you come here, you sit down, you talk to people. So if you're someone that's able to talk to people and you can correspond with persons well, then this is definitely the job for you.
But talk to me in terms of any concerns on the job, like anything that you want to see improved?
Well, in every industry there are lots of things that we would like to improve, but here, especially here at Centerfield, I've seen where there's been a lot of growth, especially since I've been here in the last year. There are a lot of things that have changed and I've appreciated, so I can't really ask for much right now.
Okay, another person, over the last 4 years, how have the job assisted in developing you as a person?
Well, I've actually started going to school again, so there's a lot of things that when I came here at Centerfield that I didn't have that I now have, because the pay is really good.
All right, that's good.
All right.
My name is David Byfield. I'm a sales representative. I love my job. I tell you, I love my job because it allows me to do the things that I want to do financially, you know, for family, for even friends. And I have the ring to prove it. So, you know, you get paid for what you do, and there's no ceiling. That's the thing about the job that I like. I don't like hourly jobs because if I'm working per hour, I know exactly what I'm going to make every week. That's not me. I like something that if I put my all into it and I do a good job, I will see and reap the rewards because I have the money in my pocket to show it. And I got to say, too, I purchased a car from being here. From being here, I bought me a 2011 Black Wish. Okay, so I'm able to drive myself to and from work, and I'm able to buy the things that I want. And don't go into a store and see something and say that, no, I can't afford this. I just come back, put a plan together, and work very hard. I love to talk. I love to mingle with people. And another thing about this job that I like, I know when I'm home, going to sleep, waking up that next morning, I know my goals. I set goals. And because I set goals, it allows me to broaden my horizon in the things that I want, the things that I want to share, the things that I want to give, the things that it just allows me to do so much more than if I was working per hour. So when you talk about call center, just check the name. The David Byfield. Love the call center because when I work hard. And when I work hard, I can see what I'm working for. And that's the best thing about my job. Yes, sir.
Hi, my name is Marcus Moncrief. I work for ITEL BPO Solutions, and I am a bilingual specialist agent for Car Rental 8. What I do, I'm in charge of all the Spanish customers when calls come in and if I'm supposed to make calls going out. Great environment, great place to work in. Love it. I do feel like I'm at home. I've traveled to a lot of countries. I've worked in a lot of countries. And over here in Jamaica so far, I feel like it's the best thing ever. To be honest with you, I love it over here.
All right, hi guys, my name is Peter Shea. I'm an agent on the Hilton account. I recently graduated from high school, so entering the working world has been quite a bit of a change for me, but ITEL has made it quite a comfortable working place. I really love it here. There is nothing I would change actually, it's the perfect place to be. All right, so basically what a typical day is like, I make reservations for guests calling in to go to any Hilton brand they'd like to modify or cancel a reservation. You try to make a person's dreams come through because they want to go to Hilton brands for vacationing and stuff like that, so you're technically letting them live their dreams.
Hi, my name is Shamara Williams. I am a Junior Operations Manager here at ITEL BPO Smart Solutions. ITEL really is the place where dreams are not just dreams, they are reality. There is a stigma attached, but I think people need to remove that stigma because you come to the call center industry and you move from being just a regular Joe to someone who is important. You don't get that in other sectors, really. Sadly, that's one of the stigmas that is actually true. People think that, buying an accent somewhere is standard English, but it isn't. However, here at ITEL, our training department actually helps persons to neutralize their tone and, instead of, putting on an accent, you are speaking standard English. We do get emails from the training department regularly on what to do, phone etiquette and email etiquette and those things, so yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I've been here since 2014, November 24, so the past November 24 would make it 3 years.
Hi, my name is Nicolette Campbell, and I'm on the Car Rental 8 account. I've been working at ITEL Smart Solutions for about 8 months, and so far my journey has been a great one. I'm actually not new to the call center environment. I've been working at several call centers, but ITEL is actually a notch above the rest. I can tell you that. It's not just about business, it's more about family, integrity, and quality. All of that is actually incorporated to make us a great team. ITEL is definitely the place to be. I can recommend that. And I would invite people to come on board, see what we are all about, and share with us. It's a wonderful place to be. Well, I'm actually a customer service rep, so I assist customers that's calling in to get queries on their car rental reservations. That's what we do in my department. We book cars for customers all over the United States. So it's just about making reservations and making sure that customers are happy and satisfied. That's what we are about.
Hi, I'm Kadeem James, and I'm the acting training manager here at ITEL BPO Smart Solutions. I've been with the company over 4 years now. A typical day for me here is interacting with new hires and existing staff. I've worked with in several call centers over the years. I do feel that the call center industry has revolutionized my country, Jamaica, in ways such as the benefits garnered from interacting with overseas clients or customers, the industry overall. All right, so improvements for the overall industry. Simple, follow the ITEL way. That's the only thing you need.
Hi, good evening everyone. My name is Rochelle Johnson and I am the Human Resources Associate here at ITEL. I had a perception of the call center before I entered ITEL. I've never worked at a call center before, and I had, a particular perception of it. And, really what I do here, our employees, they work really hard to please our customers and our clients. And in human resources, really, our focus is to make them happy while they're making our clients happy and our customers happy. That's really what we do here. I work with 4 other great ladies in the HR department. Great environment to work at for ITEL, I have to say. To be honest, I thought working in a call center wasn't, a job that person should want to do. And, my perception really has changed, especially being at ITEL. While I was at an expo, I think it was November, I remember saying to some students as well that, being here, we have different accounts, whether it be medical or customer service, anything of that sort. I think it's a start. For persons who don't want a career in the call center, it's a great start. It's a great place to start, to be honest. You can make a career off the call center, whether it be, that you want to be a supervisor and you've worked your way up to manager, or, whether it be a vice president of a particular account. But if it is that you don't want, and I really agree with Kadeem, where he said that it really has revolutionized our, country on a whole. It has provided a lot of jobs, and not just that, people can, have careers in the call center, and back to what I said earlier about it being a starter. So if you want to be a nurse, you can always get the experience working on an account here, and we train you at ITEL for that.
All right. Hi everyone, my name is Michelle Yo. I'm the head of Human Capital here at ITEL BPO Smart Solutions. I've been with the company just over 3 years, and we have grown tremendously over the last 3 years. We have become the employer of the choice, not just by winning awards, but also just in our sites, our people, our family here is culture, something that we live every day, and I think it makes a huge difference for all our employees, and of course what makes us employee of choice. Over the past 3 years, I have seen many people come and go, but one of the things that really stands out to all our employees is really the culture and the family feeling that they have here. The BPO sector has grown tremendously. This is my second call center, and I've definitely made a step up. I think the BPO sector has a lot of growth still to come, but it is growing. We're definitely the BPO sector or country of choice, location-wise, speech-wise, etc., being English-speaking. One of the greatest challenges I find from an HR perspective is getting the talent in. We work a lot with the Heart Academy and other different, institutions where we're trying to get persons ready for the working world. I think that's something that's lacking in Jamaica, and what we are partnering with them we've partnered with Avasant, Heart, as I said before, and trying to look at their curriculums and see what else we can do to get more Jamaicans employed, where persons feel that they didn't have an opportunity to go into a working environment and work. These institutions that we're working with now provide that. So basic training, basic skill sets, English language, work etiquette, etc. And then they come to us and they get the BPO training and they go on and they can make a career out of it. ITEL sells itself. Our culture speaks for itself. Family is everything to us, internally and externally. So when you come here, it's not just talking the talk, we actually live it every day. Yes. Our hashtag is The Fun Begins Here, and it's something that we wanted to make sure all of our sites kind of depicted that. So once you step in, it's a very relaxed environment. People here enjoy coming to work. They're allowed to lounge and sit down. We try and make it very fun. An enjoyable place to come in, very relaxed. We have bean bags in the lunchroom and a chill area. It's got turf down. So it's just a fun environment, and we try and make it as fun as possible, bright, cheerful. So it immediately puts you in a good mood, which of course goes onto the phones and makes us good at what we do.
Okay, so this is a global sector supporting over 25,000 persons, as you can see, employed within this sector. Persons are making a livelihood, they're supporting their families, they're getting the ability to go back to school, to acquire assets. It's very important. So it's important that persons understand that they need to protect this sector, they need to ensure that when they get employed, that they are professional, that they meet the KPIs that are set out for them, and that they see it as a career choice, an opportunity where they can grow, where they can expand, where they can change their lives, essentially. So this sector has moved from 17,000 2 years ago to 25,000. That is phenomenal growth, and we're looking at doubling this by 2020. That means another 25,000 persons will be employed in a short period of time. It's tremendous opportunity. Can you imagine if this wasn't here? Where would these people be employed?